I was getting a few hugs as well. I mean, what does this result mean to you?
For me, I think it's a good game for my team. We have a plan to play compact and at the end to find a way to get a goal. And at the end we won, and I'm very happy about it.
This means a little bit more to you as well, because you used to be on Liverpool's books. Didn't get a game though, did you?
Yeah. For me, I'm always looking forward to the game against Liverpool because they brought me to football. They signed me when I was 18, and it was an emotional game for me.
How does this build the belief in this Forest side now?
Yeah, I think this is a team we stick together as one family, and we have to thank the fans because they're always with us, and we just have to keep on going.
Good man. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What a result that was. Fantastic for everybody in this ground. Listen to that noise.
It's what we needed. It's what we needed. We've been putting in good performances recent weeks, not been getting the result we wanted, but we thoroughly deserved that today.
Absolutely right. Yeah, you played them at the game plan in the first half. You held them out, and there's a fantastic roar at half-time. That must have given you great encouragement.
Yeah, the manager said before the game that, you know, days like this, 12:30 kick-off, we need to get the fans right behind us from minute one. You know, and we did that, and it was a great day.
And your goalkeeper at the end, eh?
Oh, unbelievable. It's what he's there for. It's what he's there for, so, no, fair play to him.
But it does change things for you. This could be a turning point for the season now.
It's got to be. It's got to be. We've got to build on this. If we can beat Liverpool, we can beat anyone.
You got a man and a match award as well. That's nice, isn't it? That'll do.
This guy.
Yeah, well, you can share it if you like.
Well done, son.
And Peter, for Liverpool, still without a win on the road in the Premier League this season, who or what is to blame for that from Liverpool today?
Liverpool weren't at their best. There's no, you can't dress that up. There were still chances. I thought for set pieces they were very dangerous. They had free headers. You know, Van Dijk had some chances, but I just think Salah down the middle just couldn't find the space. And you know, he's the key man. If you can't get him on the ball, you're gonna struggle.
Behind us here and just seeing the faces and people punching in the air, and they've been waiting for a result like this. You come up as a promoted team and you need one of them type of results. Actually, we're in the Premier League, we're finally here. Liverpool coming to town, this was a result for them. This could be a big turning point in their season. Unfortunately, the World Cup's around the corner, which might halt that momentum a little bit, but going into the World Cup, you want to get a good few results going into that and build some confidence for them to go and work on a training ground, as Cooper I'm sure will do. But this is a fantastic moment for them, and they've got to savour this.
Let's have a look at the goal then, Peter. It came from Joe Gomez giving away a free kick. Was it just a bit needless?
Yeah, there was a couple of moments that Gomez had. I think he's done brilliantly since he's come back into the side, but this was one of them. And you know, once he gives the ball away there, you know, Awoniyi, to be honest, gave him a real tough time today. And I think that was, you know, he was the focal point today. And Gomez at times couldn't cope with him and give that away. And then from then on, it was fantastic. They get a little block. It's Cook on the far-hand side, just drills one across. I think it comes off his shin or both feet together. That was back off the post, but he reacts quickest. You know, credit to him. He doesn't sit back and hand on head. He's ready for the next ball, and that was the moment that Forest fans have wanted for a long, long time.
They didn't have a shot on target against Brighton. How much better do you think it was for them with that sort of more natural number 9 up there?
Yeah, and somebody who's willing to work hard and get around the centre-halves. Listen, he'd have gone into this game knowing he's going to be in for a rough, hard time against Van Dijk and Gomez, off the back of a couple of good performances, notably Man City. So he knew one thing he had to do was work hard, run, be a winning runner. And when the ball coming in around him, he made it difficult. He's ugly to play against. Not everything's pretty with him, but he's very effective, as we saw today. And listen, the truth be told, this result didn't really flatter Nottingham Forest. They had a couple of opportunities in this game. Alisson come up big a couple of times. But so Cooper can be very, very proud of his team. But he spoke about having a focal point as a number 9. He may just have stumbled across one. Against
his former club as well. Jurgen Klopp spoke to us before the game about what a threat he could be. Are we going to see a lot more for him now in that starting lineup for Forest?
Yeah, well, I think Jurgen Klopp expected Forest to sit off and be deep, and he talked about having to break down a low block. You know, that kind of didn't happen until later on in the game when Forest were tiring. They were having to soak up a lot of pressure. So maybe it wasn't quite what Jurgen Klopp and his team expected. The fact that they kind of tried to stop Liverpool playing out from the back to get easy possession of the ball, it was virtually impossible for Liverpool. There was at no point where likes of Harvey Elliott or Mo Salah were in particular comfortable possession of the ball and able to sort of spray the ball and drive with the ball as they you know, they can really hurt teams when they get to do that. So I think tactically they got it bang on.
Crouchy, it's tough that role, isn't it? As a number 9, being up there on your own, and sometimes can feel isolated. Like, how did you deal with that?
I've played that a few times myself. You know, you've just got to occupy the defenders, and sometimes you get so frustrated because you're not seeing enough of the ball, you're not getting the chances that you want. You just can't get too disheartened. And I thought he was a credit today. He did fantastically well.
Definitely, it's a defeat as well. I think that halts the momentum of Liverpool and a missed opportunity to make up ground on the teams above them. Let's get the thoughts of Jurgen Klopp with Des.
Jurgen, it must be hard to process all of that so quickly after full time, but can you give us a verdict on that performance?
Yeah, the performance I can kind of explain. The result not, to be honest, because I never saw a game where one team has, not sure, 4 or 5 no-brainers from a set piece where we have to finish it off. The way they defend, we were perfectly prepared for that, and we had always a free player. I don't know, Bobby first half, Virtual I think 2 times, 3 times, I'm not sure. So there you have to, actually put the game to bed, to be 100% honest, because the goal they concede is a big mistake from us, where we lose the ball, give them the free kick, and then that can happen around set pieces, how we saw in all other situations as well. Apart from that, all the chances they had, we gave them, because we played in the first half just too often wrong passes in the center. We didn't want to do that, but it happened anyways. We saw, and always when we used the wing, then they were open because they closed the center that much. Little underlaps were possible on the wing, crosses, passes, everything was possible from there. And so, but that will not be a free-flowing performance. It was pretty clear before the game. We had to make really late changes, and in general a lot of changes, and then it's a game which you have to win by purely doing the right stuff again and again and again, and obviously we didn't, and that's why we stand here and lost the game.
And we've been talking about consistency throughout the season. It's hard to believe that a side that could beat Manchester City and West Ham and then put that performance today, that's not the consistency.
No, it's our situation had nothing to do with that. Now, of course, you're right with consistency, but we have 6 days with a really limited squad, playing 3 games, high intense games. But the first one was City, which is super intense, and then you have to go full distance in midweek, and then Saturday again, and that's how it is. We cannot change that, and you have to fight through. That's what we do, but. Result-wise, we should have showed consistency today, because you cannot show consistency when there's absolutely no chance for consistency with the players you can line up. But result-wise, we could have had it by just finishing the situations off.
And again, on to Amsterdam next, with barely a time for a breath.
Yeah, but that's nearly holiday, because we play now on Wednesday. So that means Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to recover and prepare them for Amsterdam, of course. I hope 1, 2, 3 players will come back. Then we can make changes again. But that's how it is. So it's the situation.
And some credit to Nottingham Forest to know the endeavour they showed.
Fight, but it's Premier League. They're all good and they're all fight. But giving a team 6 clear-cut chances after a set piece, I'm not sure where I should now put the praise on, to be honest. The things we did, they are great teams. Steve is a fantastic manager, really. So what they do is, but for us today, we have to win here. Done. But we didn't. So credit to Nottingham, but in the situations, there was the goal, it was us against the goalie or us against ourselves, and not us against Nottingham Forest. So because nobody defended Bobby in these moments, nobody defended Virgil in these moments, we're just free. But we didn't use it. So if we use all of them, then you ask a different question.
Thanks, Jurgen. Thank you.
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp talking about the injuries, the changes he's had to make. One of them coming really early this morning with Taiwo getting an ear infection. How much do you think they are being hampered by those injuries and the changes he's having to make?
Listen, there's no doubt that the injuries they've had to big key players as well is affecting them. It's going to affect any team. You take 4 or 5 big players, starters out of any team, including Man City, it's going to take the edge off their performances. And they've been going well recently with that in mind. And sometimes it's like, you can get through a cycle of games and then you're going to come across. And I think today was one of those games. Like he said, they've had 3 really highly intensive games leading up to this where they've done well. and they just couldn't get it over this one. This morning, 5:30, Taiwo goes down with an ear infection. So they just keep mounting up. You see players going down in the game and you think, oh, not another one. But I think in that interview there, he's obviously frustrated. But I think if we're going to speak to Cooper at some point, he'll be sitting there going, we could have had 3 or 4 today. So it's not only that Liverpool had chances, Virgil van Dijk could have probably another day had a hat-trick, but you could say that Alisson was one of the better players on the Liverpool team in terms of the saves he had to make as well.
Yeah, Alisson had a good game, but Henderson, the star of the show today, Rachel, he talked about the opportunities Liverpool had, especially from the set pieces, but Henderson was the hero in stoppage time for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, he was in the end. Back line soaked up a lot of pressure and he didn't really make too many saves to change the game until this point. This is a phenomenal save. The way he gets down so quick, see, it's point blank, it's about 8 yards out, powerful header, one of the headers that Jurgen Klopp's referring to that Virgil van Dijk should have buried, but his ball's almost behind him and he's reaching and scooping, and to have such a strong arm to be able to deflect it, not just wide of the goal but out of the goal, unbelievable. And you can see what it means to him and you can see what it means to the fans.
What does it mean for his World Cup chances?
Well, I don't mean short on confidence, but you have to back yourself as a goalkeeper, because often, you know, a lot of people, you're in for a lot of negativity or a lot of, you know, you're the superstar on occasions, but very often you can also be sort of the villain at times. So you've got to be confident. Technically, I think he's excellent. They didn't play out from the back particularly today, and I think that, again, was part of the tactics from Steve Cooper. Get the ball down the far end, away from danger. But he's got that in his locker, certainly. He's not going to supersede Jordan Pickford, but he's there or thereabouts.
Steve Cooper has said that they're very lucky to have him. I'm sure he's feeling that even more so today. We can hear from the Forest boss with Des.
Steve, you must be absolutely proud of that performance.
Oh, extremely proud of the performance. We needed a win. Obviously, we've not been on a good run. So you know, there's a couple of important factors to the result today. One is how desperate we were for a win. Also, you know, there is a lot of nostalgia and history to this fixture, and it was an important day for the football club. Like we said before the game, getting back to the Premier League was for today's like today. So to think that it's gone the way it has, I know, pleases many generations of supporters, and that pleases me as well. But you know, brilliant effort from the lads. We needed good moments at both ends of the box, the pitch today, in both boxes, to beat a team like Liverpool. That needs to happen, and we scored a well worked set piece. Could have scored maybe 1 or 2 more. Alisson's made the save of the game, and I know Dean's made some big ones as well. And in the end, you know, the game was probably always going to go the way it looked in terms of Liverpool having most of the ball and territory. But defensively, I thought we were excellent, and we looked more of a threat today than we have done in previous games. So it's progress, but that's all it is. It's a win. It's a little bit of progress. Mentality now to get back into work and work even harder.
Big bit of progress, though, in terms of belief and the confidence in the squad.
But yeah, Des, I understand that, and winning is the best way to get that. But on the run that we've been on, never once have I looked at the guys and thought that they're hiding, they're shying away, sulking. Training has only got better, and that reassured me. So yeah, you know, like I said, we were hard done by at Wolves last Saturday. It could have been. It was a kick in the teeth how we didn't win the game or didn't get something out of the game. So certain things went against us, and then we go to Brighton and get something there, which is a good point. And then obviously that gives us a bit of confidence going into today. And playing in front of these supporters is always a help, as you know.
What a roar they gave you at half time as well. Encouragement, just for hanging on for that first 45 minutes.
Yeah, but it's been like that every single game, honestly, and last year as well. So. They played a massive part today, and I'm just really glad that the players give them a day to remember, really. Like I say, internally no one's getting carried away. It's 3 points, one that we were desperate for. But I know how important this will be to the supporters, and things like that always mean a lot to me.
Great decision to start Awoniyi. Lovely goal.
Well.